Hello.
Welcome back. Happy holidays or after holidays.
Happy holidays. Gotta sing every episode in December, or it's not December anymore. Welcome to 2023.
Whoa.
That's weird to say.
I wonder what crazy shit's gonna happen like in the first 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Because didn't Betty die?
Betty White died on December 31st.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
It's been a year.
Yeah, so welcome to the new year. I guess we're not going to sing Christmas songs anymore.
Oh, sad.
But a new year brings exciting possibilities. So we have a lot coming to you this year.
Yeah.
You have a lot to look forward to.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, I wanted to do another Christmassy episode, but I couldn't think of a topic. I was like, let's see, what else has to do with Christmas? And I really couldn't get to anything. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, I kind of want to do mythology because I haven't done mythology in a while. So then I was like, are there any, could I do Christmas and mythology mixed together? Is there anything that would work? And then I couldn't figure something out. And so I stumbled across what could be mythology in a way, sort of, kind of. It's more religious. But I figured it kind of is Christmassy in a way. So, do you want to know what I'm doing today?
Yeah, what?
I'm doing the 7 archangels. So it's kind of like mythology, but it's also what's known in religious text, basically.
Okay, so we're doing Michael, Gabriel,
yeah.
Lucifer. There's 7 of them?
Well, okay, so there's 7, but they're known as different names in different religions. There's 7 demons of hell, and then there's 7 archangels. So today we're talking about the archangels.
Okay, I'm trying to I'm using my supernatural knowledge.
Oh God, don't use that. Just kidding.
Wait, so Lucifer isn't part of it?
No.
Because he is an archangel.
He might be in some texts, but in the majority that I could find, what I did is I kind of went through as many sources as I could and found the most common use. And then I also just kind of did Christianity because they're more so known in that.
They just don't want to admit that Lucifer was an angel.
Yeah.
And it's just he was one of God's favorites.
Right. No, that's true. And I have heard he is one, but yeah, I kind of just went with majority.
Yeah.
Because it was hard because there were a lot of different names.
Yeah.
And I was like, we have to just go with the most common. Mm-hmm. So yeah, there are other archangels because it's, like I said, it kind of is mythology. So even though I'll be talking about religion today, take it as you will. There's a lot of theories. There's a lot of, there's a lot of stories and a lot of different people involved. Not people, angels. But I thought it'd be something new. So I was like, there's angels that have to do with Christmas, kind of. So it's going to be a quick one. But it's just a little fascinating information here. So I did pull from a lot of sources. The biggest one that I looked at for kind of who the archangels were and then their meanings and what they do was from beliefnet.com. So it's more of a religious website, which I thought would be the best source because they're the ones who believe in it. So I kind of went with that, and it gave information on all of the different religious texts. And then, of course, I love my YouTube documentaries. You can find some good stuff on YouTube. So there's a channel called Mythology and Fiction Explained. And the video that I watched where I got a lot of the information was titled, Who Are the 7 Archangels and What Do They Represent? So if you want to watch the whole video, go for it. But just like there are 7 demons ruling over hell, there are mentions of the archangels of heaven. And they're used sparingly in religious texts. It's not like the Bible or the Quran is completely full of these, but they are used once in a while. So it's not something that a lot of people really talk about or know about, which I thought would be interesting. So the Catholics really go, they know the 3, Gabriel, Michael, and Raphael. Those are probably those are the most popular. Those are the most commonly named. And in Catholic tradition, those are the only 3. So they don't really tie into the others.
Wow.
Yeah. Archangels in Orthodox churches are different. So in the East Orthodox Church, we have Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, and 4 more to equal 7. Sometimes there's even 8. So it really just depends on where you're looking. There's lots of variations and names depending on the belief or the source. A lot of the information that I'm using today, again, is from kind of more Christian belief because it's more common and well-known. So you can find other information. I was also reading about like a Greek author who wrote a few, and all of them were the same except for one. So it really just depends on where you look. But the 7 that I found were Michael, Raphael, Gabriel, Jophiel, Ariel, Azrael, and Camuel. So, yeah. Okay, well, let's dive into them. So I'm going to start with the most famous 3, Michael, Raphael, and Gabriel. So I'm going to start with Michael because he is the most well-known and the most popular and the most important. So Michael okay. And also, okay, they're gender neutral. So I'm going to try my hardest not to say he or she, because that was driving me insane. A lot of people would be like, she, and they'd be like, he. And I'm just going to say they. Yeah. Because they're angels. They could be anything. So
they ain't having sex. They don't know.
Right. But I did write he a lot because that's what a lot of the sources would say. So I'm going to try to just say they. And yeah. Okay. Anyway. So Michael is the warrior and leader, and they're mentioned in the New Testament, the Tanakh, and the Quran. So their name means he who is God. They're in the book of Revelation, where there is a great war in heaven. And basically, a dragon is defeated by Michael, who is leading an army against the devil. So God chose Michael because of their strength. If I say his, just get over it. It's an angel. But God chose him because of his strength and really believed in like the courage and wisdom that he had with that. And the Christian church sees him as a guide or protector of the Christian army against the devil and other evil things that could come to light, basically. So Michael works closely with people who do healing work and can provide spiritual teaching to those who do that as well. So those are ways that we see Michael work in real life. Some people really believe in this, and they're like, not that you can't believe in angels, but some people like really use this. Like if they're a doctor, they might be like, Michael's on my side today, which is kind of interesting. So Michael is usually depicted with armor and usually has a sword or spear. He often reveals himself as a glimmer of blue light. So when we see the color blue, we know it's Michael. The Catholic Church calls him Saint Michael, and he's a symbol of the struggle of defeating outside forces and conflicts with our own demons. So a lot of it may not have to do with actual demons, but like, struggles that come up in our life, defending them, getting through them. Michael represents that. In the afterlife, Michael carries the souls to heaven, and they are given one last chance for redemption, regardless of their life's actions. So even if they messed up a lot, they still have a chance to go to heaven. And so they have to battle the devil with their own sin. Michael has scales to weigh the souls. So like not like scales on your skin, but like weight scales.
Sounds Egyptian to me.
Yeah, right? So if the souls were perfectly balanced, then he'd bring them to heaven.
This is fucking Egyptian mythology. They all
That's what I'm saying.
Together.
That's why I'm like, you don't have to be religious to hear this because it's mythology.
Yeah.
It's mythology. We can't prove that angels exist, So it's like, yeah. And they're spiritual beings.
Yeah.
So it's like, it is funny how they all kind of connect.
They do, because no one's creative.
They're like, I think I heard that somewhere, but we're just going to write it down. Michael is also the guardian of the church, and he has courage, strength, and justice, and his biggest role is to protect us and everyone in the world.
So he's Anubis.
Yeah. He's the most well-known and powerful angel. Yeah. I've realized I'm just going to say he because it sounds, if I say they, it sounds like I'm talking about all of them. So I'm just going to say he. All right. Thanks for joining me on this journey. All right. Angel number 2. We have Gabriel. I feel like it's like a dating show. I like talking about all of them. He likes nice walks on the beach. So Gabriel is also in the 3 Abrahamic traditions, which I should have mentioned in the beginning, but Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. So they all connect to all 3 of those. And his name means God is my strength. He is the holy messenger of the word of God. So he appears to the prophet Daniel with visions of the ram and the goat and how they relate to the end times. In the Bible, it's in Daniel 8, but basically the story is that there's a ram who has 2 horns. One is bigger than the other, and the horn that's bigger represents Persia, which was a strongly dominated power. Mm-hmm. The other horn represented, is it Media? Media? I think so. Yeah, it's like spelled like media, but I think it's Media. And a goat comes and conquers the ram, basically. The goat represents Greece. And so later on, people have been like, oh, the ram getting conquered was Alexander the Great. It represents Alexander the Great. So, well, there's another connection to him. I feel like we always mention him. He just
always loves to step his foot in everything.
He's like, I'm in this story too. What's up?
Him and Napoleon.
Yeah. Gosh, they really are. There are a lot of things. Gabriel is also in the book of Zechariah, in which he informs about the birth of John the Baptist. And he foretold the birth of Jesus to Virgin Mary. Christmas. So you can see that he is the messenger. He knows what's going to happen before it happens, and that's what he's really seen in the Bible. In the book of Enoch, the ancient Hebrew apocalyptic religious text, if you have ever heard of that, Gabriel was the angel who had to destroy the children of men born from sin and children of the waters. So he's just destroying all the children. Yeah, it's very kind, Gabriel. Very nice. So he does this, inciting battle between the children and the Nephilim, which was the mysterious strong beings that were walking around. So
I know what a Nephilim is.
From, what's it called, the show?
I learned a lot about religion.
Well, I'm glad.
It's not great.
Is Gabriel in the show?
Oh yeah, he's a trickster.
Hell yeah. Love that. So Enoch describes Gabriel as one of the figures he saw in his vision. Enoch is Noah's great-grandfather. So he asked God, what are these visions I keep seeing? Who are these people I see all the time? That's how he talked. And God was like, you know what? This is Michael, Raphael, and Gabriel. And they have powers. And he's like, whoa. So then they kind of became known as the Archangels, basically. So Gabriel is known to help writers, teachers, and artists convey messages and find confidence and motivation because he knows what's going to happen in your future. So he can give you, it's kind of like a psychic.
Interesting.
He can give you the messages of your life, or he can trick you. You never know.
That's what he does best.
Yeah. Sometimes he even carries a spear. Because why not? Some even describe him as a scary figure. So in some stories, he's depicted not so nice. To me, it doesn't sound so nice to destroy children.
Yeah.
But... And he's usually dressed in white, carrying a scroll. And that's how he appeared to Mary when he told her she's pregnant.
Wow.
So, you're going to have a son named Jesus.
He's like, God is the father.
And she's like, what are you talking about?
You are the mother.
Yeah, you are the mom. Congrats. Bye. He's also sometimes portrayed more feminine, which is what I've always known him as. Like, growing up in church, whenever I heard Gabriel, like, I didn't hear about the angels a lot, but, like, I feel like I always imagined, like, more feminine because he's just known to be, like the caretaker. So, like I said, they're gender neutral. He could show up as a feminine object as well. And Gabriel's often referred to as him, but sometimes her too. So you just never know. And he's the angel of communication and the messenger of God. He covers areas related to children as well. So anything that has to do with pregnancy and childbirth, he's got covered. So that's kind of terrifying, seeing as how he wants to kill children, but okay. All right. So far your options. This is a dating show now. Michael or Raphael? Oh, no, not yet. Raphael's next. Michael or Gabriel? Who do you like better so far?
Neither.
True. The good ones are coming.
All the unknown ones.
Yeah, they're the best ones. Okay, well, next up we have Raphael. His name means God heals, and he's mentioned in both the Old and New Testament. He's in the Quran and the Book of Enoch. He's known to help with addictions and cravings.
So I'm guessing he's the healer.
Yeah, one who heals. If you have any addictions you're struggling with, sounds like a commercial. Call your doctor now.
Call Raphael.
Call Raphael. He can help you. I went to Raphael when I couldn't stop eating chocolate. He saved my life. I don't know. That was dumb. Santa Claus went to Raphael when he was trying to learn how to stop smoking a pipe. Now he's addicted to cookies.
Good for him.
All right. Anyway, let's just skip those jokes. That was dumb. Okay. So he appears in the Bible to Tobias, who was disguised as a human. Okay. When he appeared to Tobias in the Bible, he was disguised as a human. And he's like, hey, Tobias, what's up? For those who don't know, Tobias basically had a father who just went blind. And so Tobias is like, I don't know what to do. Ah! And so Raphael's like, hey, I can help you. Let's just go walk through the wilderness. Why not? And so they're walking through the wilderness. Now Tobias is like, listen, I have this woman in my life and I love her, but she's actually a demon. So she actually tricked me and she is a demon. And her name is Asmodeus.
Asmodeus.
Yeah, Asmodeus.
Yes.
I wrote that really weird. Yeah, so he's like, oops. So Raphael's like, here is a box full of fishing trails, and basically told him to burn the entrails before the demon's next return. Is Asmodeus in the show?
Yeah.
Good.
She's a bitch. Love her.
Love her. So Asmodeus came back and was like, what's that smell? She's like, oh shit, it smells like fish. I cannot walk anywhere where it smells like fish. Oh my God. This is why I'm not a preacher. Well, there's many reasons, but I can't tell a Bible story without making jokes. So Asmodeus came back and the smell alone was enough. And he basically became weak, and Raphael was able to bind her. And so then after that happened, he's like, all right, Tobias, you know what? We're going to use these fish eyes. So then he took the eyes out of the fish and basically rubbed them together until they created a base, and then spread them on the eyes of his blind father while his eyes were closed. Tobet was his father, and when he did, Tobet was no longer blind. So the fish eyes cured him. So that's why Raphael is now associated with healing. He's known to bring healing waters and other stories. And he watches over the travelers to keep them safe. In the Enoch, he had to bind watchers, then throw them in fire. That's fun. In the Quran, it mentions an unnamed angel who always stands playing a trumpet announcing the day of resurrection. And the angel's name is thought to be Israfel, which is close to Raphael. So they have a kind of a connection. So people think that maybe that's Raphael. Mm-hmm. He either does miracle healing or he leads people to solutions. So even if he's like, I don't know how to help you, but like, do this next. It's kind of like a doctor when they're like, you could try this and see if it works. And he is known to show up in a green light. Okay. So we have blue, white, and green. So who's your favorite so far? Raphael?
Probably.
Yeah, me too. All right, now the rest of our archangels differ, and they are debated, but these are the other four most commonly known. Ariel, or also known as Uriel, I'm going to call him Ariel because, like, the Little Mermaid. Ariel's name means Lion of God, so they're responsible for protecting the earth and its resources and inhabitants. They are known to protect our environment and kind of keep it alive and safe. So they most commonly watch over the sun, light, and also things like knowledge and wisdom. So they're pretty important. Mm-hmm. They usually carry a large book of a flaming sword, or sometimes a palm of fire, just to represent Earth. And in the Bible, when the prophet Ezra asked God a bunch of questions, Ariel was sent to answer. So they have kind of the answers for that and what to do to fix problems. Herod the Great ordered all the young Herod the Great ordered all the young male children in Bethlehem, 2 years and younger, to be executed. And when that happened in the Bible story,
why?
It's a dark place. Ariel basically carried John the Baptist and his mom to safety. So that's what he's known for there. Leonardo da Vinci's painting, Virgin of the Rocks, captures this image. I don't know why I thought of a margarita when I read that sentence on the rocks.
You have a problem.
I think I do. So, Raphael, just kidding. All right.
Heal me.
Heal me, Raphael, please. So, he also looks over the physical universe, such as the planets, sun, and stars. In the Book of Enoch, they are fourth to be named. So we have the basic three that we talked about, but then they do mention the fourth. Ariel, Gabriel, and Raphael all observed the fall of the Watchers and told God to intervene and save humanity. So they're the reason why God came down. And in the Book of Enoch, Ariel guides Enoch, explaining and helping him interpret his visions. So he's a very, very helpful guy. And they also Ariel protects the animals and the environment. And it often appears in purple light. And the biggest thing with Ariel is that they make sure that our needs are met, including food, water, and shelter. Love them.
Why is Michael number one?
Because people only care about war and strength.
That's true.
Unfortunately. Okay. The other three that I'll be talking about are not in scripture. They are just related to religious texts. So we don't know a lot about them. So I'm going to go through these ones pretty quick, but they are pretty cool. So we have Jophiel. And Jophiel is the angel of beauty. They are consistently portrayed as a woman. So the name means beauty of God. She guides people to see the beauty in all things. And she's also associated with wisdom, understanding, and judgment. The reason why we have organization in this world is because of her. She's a watchman of God, or the guardian of wisdom. And so there's people like artists where she watches over them to help them create work and anything that has to do with beauty. She's commonly shown with a flaming sword. Gotta have the sword, no matter what.
Flaming sword?
Yeah. And she's like holding it up. She's like Wonder Woman. And Jophiel reveals himself through yellow light, which kind of brings that calm energy to everyone. So they're another good option. Then we have Camuel, which I remember this one by thinking of chamomile.
That's what I was thinking.
Because they're the peace one. So it works. They're like the peaceful one. So Camuel's name means he who sees God. They're the angel of courage, strength, peace, and war. Peace and war? Wow. They're never mentioned in the Bible, but they're known to maintain peace and justice. That's what they're basically known for. So Camuel is in the connectedness of all living things. So kind of brings everything together, restores order in chaotic situations. If anything's lost and we don't know where it is, they can help.
So they're fine.
Call now. And they also can help give you courage. The poet Gustav Davidson includes information about Camuel leading forces that expelled Adam and Eve from the Garden of Eden. So they think that maybe he was involved in the Bible at some point. And Camuel is also known for healing anxiety and mental health issues and repairing relationships that are broken. And they appear in a pink light. And now we're on the last one. Azrael. Now, this was the one that I feel like was the hardest to find because there were a lot of different names that I could have put for the last one. Yeah. But this one is the one whom God helps. That's what their name means. Whom God helps. And they basically help the disease transition into the spirit realm. So whenever somebody dies, they kind of help them go through that process. And they're also known as the angel of death. So it helps those dealing with loss as well. So even the people who've lost someone, it helps them kind of get through that process of grieving. So they are associated with an indigo light that kind of brings hope for pain and sorrow. And I already forgot their name. Azrael. Azrael helps ministers and grief counselors know the right things to say to someone who's suffering. And they also help with transitions and endings in our life, like relationships, careers, addictions. They can help break those. And they also help with navigating through any life changes that go on. So yeah, those are the 7 archangels. Pretty short and sweet, but I thought it'd be fun to kind of see that because you best believe I'm going to be doing the 7 demons.
Heck yeah, Lucifer better be a part of that.
I would assume so.
I mean, he's not even a demon, though.
Yeah, he's an angel.
Yeah.
I've definitely heard of him as an angel. But maybe, I mean, there's a lot of other angels. He might just not be like...
Well, Lucifer's story is so, like... It's unique.
Yeah.
Because he was one of, like... He was up there with Michael, if you really look at it. And then he betrayed God, in a sense of that he did not... He had his own understanding of things.
Which is where people get that he's a devil or something.
Exactly. It's like, no, he just didn't want to do what his dad and his fathers wanted. What God and stuff. And so he pretty much kind of like Hades was exiled.
Yeah.
In a sense, to the south. So.
There you go.
Makes sense. But yeah, definitely do the demons because I think they're like, what, the princes of hell and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think those would be interesting.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I hope it didn't feel like I was just like reading from the Bible. Like, I don't think it felt religious, but like, it's just mythology. Like, that's really what it is. You know, when you spread these stories over and over again.
A lot of those sounded familiar from other mythology.
Exactly. So yeah, I thought that'd be interesting, kind of mixing those two things together. Mythology, religion, all the things.
That's what you do.
Yeah, so hopefully this is a good start to the new year. Something easy, something light. I know you're all still traveling back home. So if there's any episodes you've missed, please go listen to them.
Yeah. Check out some of our older ones, even though they're terrifying.
We sound like we are drowning. You can hear dogs barking in the background.
Oh my God. What a time.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. One of these days I want to redo the Titanic.
I know.
Ugh.
It's just so classic though.
It is.
So.
All right. Where can you find us?
You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at His Story the Podcast. You can also email us at hisstorythepodcast@gmail.com. We have 12 months of new episodes, so please send us your requests. We'd love to hear what you want us to talk about.
Yeah.
Even if you think it's something that's like, there's not that much information, we can find it.
Oh, yeah. And even if it's like short and sweet, like just explain as much as we can.
Yeah.
I mean, we're here to share as much as we can of history because there is a lot of it.
For real. So, yeah.
Hopefully we can keep up, become a follower.
Absolutely.
Let us know how you're thinking so we can grow.
Definitely. We'd love input.
Yeah. We will catch you next week.
All right. See you then.
Bye.
Bye.